Let me talk about hip movement. Well, I spoke about it a little bit earlier, but it's a bit more specifically spoken about how to move the hip a bit more freely. Shotokan particularly use the hip more front and back way than any other style. What I mean by that is that this is a round rotational hip movement. This is more vertical hip movement. The difference is that when you move your hip, when it's rotational, you actually wiggle your bum. But when it's more vertical, it doesn't go around. So when I see students, sometimes they just wiggle the bum, but it's slowing their motion down. When you actually use the hip more forward and back way, it should snap. Now let me break it down. Hip can move forward and back way, but it can also move in a close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open. It's not too visible, but you can see the pelvic floor closing and open, close and open. That is used a lot in terms of open, close, open, close. If you use the bum, you actually have an extra movement. So, and you tend to, this is exaggeration, but your upper torso also affects, or your back sways. So you lean back at the end because your bum is a little bit pushed forward. So your gyakuzuki is often, there's not enough space here, but it's too swayed and your back is not executed properly. So you have to use more pelvic floor. So knee is open and then now pelvic floor close. So knee both ways. That way it's a bit easier. So close, open, close, open, close. But it is the hip closure that way. Now, if you can feel the hip moving this way, that'll make it quicker to execute any punch, any block, rather than rotational way. So then this is rotational, more round, vertical. So yeah, think about this. This can be sensed a bit more directly if you lie down on the floor. So I don't know if you can see it properly, but this is more forward and back motion. And then if you rotate in this way, you just wiggle. But if you close, open, close and open, it's not the leg, but it's a pelvic floor or the hip joint narrowing and open, narrowing, open. Perhaps the best description is like as if to hold your pee. So it's not tightening, but it is just a close, open. If you can increase that sensitivity, I think you find it this hanmi to zenmi position rather smaller but firmer and without wobbling. So often this happens if you're wiggling your bum or you really have to fight. And that's also not healthy for the knee. But if you let it loose and elevate yourself, but close and open, close, open, close, open. This wiggles more that way rather than this way. Or if you try to lock it, then this will tense up too much. So let it loose. Then it's easier to go. Hope it helps.